I'm going to talk about a reality that we sometimes fail to forget, and a reality that you know is to be true. And it's this: if you choose a Hagar, if you get into the flesh, and if you try to make happen what God promised you in the arm of the flesh. Now, watch this. God did not stop Abram. God did not stop Abraham and Sarah from choosing and laying with Hagar. Pay close attention. God, who is actually the creator, who all things are created in and through and by, did not stop Sarah's or Sarai's request for Abraham to go try to make the promise work. Now, I want for you to pay close attention. It was Sarah's request to try to make happen a promise, and then at the end of it, it was Sarah's request to send away what they try to make happen in the arm of the flesh, but they gave birth to a child by the name of Ishmael. And you may say, but why didn't God, watch this, you ever been here? Why did God allow me to choose them? Why did God allow me to go through that? Why didn't God stop me? It wasn't that God couldn't stop you. It's that you wanted the promise bad enough that you forced your hand to try to produce something you know He's promised you outside of the time and the arrangement of the Lord. Now walk with me. Abraham, you got to remember, he loved him. That was his baby boy. That was his child. He raised him. See, so many times you read a Bible story and you forget to put yourself into the reality of what really happened to real people in the midst of that situation. He raised him, changed him, walked with him, showed him stuff, loved him, cared for him. But then there came a time where making work in the arm of the flesh, he had to send away. You got to remember, I want for you to think about me as parents, y'all, for a moment. You got to remember, this is not a story. This happened. Stop reading the Bible as if it's some type of story. Let me just read you a cute little story. Let's make up, just these characters. No. This happened. This was his son. Even though he wasn't the promise, it was still his son. He loved him. He nurtured him. He raised him up. But then there came a time where what you make or try to make work in the arm or in the hand of the flesh that is not of the promise, there may be something that God in a time, and you may say, but why did God let me? And you might be there right now. God did not let you. He allowed you, yes. But here is what I want to get to. So many times people blame God. God did not force you to choose that. God did not force you to do that. God did not tell you. You went ahead of the Lord. And whenever you go ahead of the Lord, you will produce Ishmaels. And whenever you go ahead of the Lord, when the time of the promise comes, what you chose in the hand of the flesh, you very well might have to send away. And it's going to hurt. You're going to feel the pain. It's not going to be, oh, it's time now. Let me just, no. It's going to hurt. It's going to cost you. See, so many times in Christianity, people just think, well, they could just do whatever and it is what it is. And, well, God knows and there's going to be no consequence of my choosing and my decisions and my actions. They think that just Christianity is just cruise control and everything is smooth sailing. But I beg to differ, because what you find at the altar is a bunch of broken people due to a lot of mistakes, due to the choosing of the hand of the flesh, not trusting in and relying in the hand and the time of the Lord. After they were sent away, it didn't mean that God did not leave. It didn't mean God left Hagar. It didn't mean that God just hates people. That's not what I'm saying. So please don't hear what I'm not saying. But after what they try to produce in the flesh is when the promise came. But it came in the time of the Lord, not in the time of trying to force the hand of God. Because, brothers and sisters, if you think that there will be no pain, if you think there will be no consequence, if you think there will be no sending away, if you think there will be no closing of the door, if you think that everything is just rainbows and smooth sailing by living and choosing and abiding and living according to the hand of the flesh, there is always a cause and effect to everything. So make sure that what you do, make sure that what you choose, make sure that what you step into, and make sure and be careful what you draw to you, because you better be sure that it's truly in and of and from the Lord. Because if you try to make work in the hand of the flesh, what God never told you and gave you a green light for, y'all be blessed in Jesus' name.